When 5 young Muslim Americans went missing last November, their parents met with Muslim elders and then went to the FBI.
This could have been much worse than what it appears to be today, had it not been that the families, the mosque, and the Muslim community responded in both a lawful and responsive manner.
The men were later arrested in Pakistan on suspicion of plotting terrorist attacks. In the case of Umar Farouk Abdulmuttalib, the Nigerian accused of trying to blow up a Detroit-bound jet on Christmas Day, his father also contacted authorities before the alleged attack to report his son's growing extremism. Muslim community members in New York City say they too want to help law enforcement ferret out terrorists in their midst. But some say the FBI is pushing too hard, infiltrating their mosques and threatening them if they don't cooperate.
If I see somebody will make attack here, I will go to stop it in every way, even I will lose my life.
But Sheikh Tariq Saleh, a Brooklyn cleric, says there's a limit to what he can and will do to help police. He claims the FBI scuttled his green card application because he refused to travel to Afghanistan for the agency and gain the trust of a distant relative in Al-Qaeda who he says he's not in contact with.
To use me as a bait or to trap people, I cannot do this job.
If you send them to Afghanistan, it's finished. If you live in the United States, you're already infidel.
Faris al-Basir is president of Sheikh Tariq's mosque. He says the FBI even sent an informant to gather information on the sheikh. It was intimidating, he says.
You know, he asked me, I'm as the president of the mosque, if I have any influence on the sheikh so I can convince him to work for the FBI. But, you know, we as a people, me and the sheikh and everybody sitting here, is not our job. This is not our job to do that.
We asked the FBI for comment on Sheikh Tariq's green card and on his claim that the FBI asked him to travel to Afghanistan and smoke out Al-Qaeda members. A spokesman for the Bureau did not address these issues directly, but said that the FBI has formed solid relationships with many Muslim communities and that outreach is ongoing. But complaints of perceived FBI strong-arm tactics come from many Muslims. Wael Musfar is president of the Arab Muslim American Federation.
We're not here to create mischief. We are here, living here, choosing to live here because we have better opportunities here.
Linda Sarsour directs the Arab American Association of New York.
If you're instilling fear into people and you're not allowing people to live a comfortable life where everywhere they go into the mosque, they look at the person next to them and they're like, is this an informant? Is this not an informant? The fact that people have to have these thoughts in their mind is really not fair to this community.
But terrorism experts defend the use of informants, as well as incentives and disincentives.
So it's not unique to the Muslim community. Informants are a major source of intelligence to law enforcement, and they operate on the basis of the fact that the community in which they are infiltrating has been uncooperative with law enforcement and is not providing the intelligence they need.
Stephen Emerson runs the Investigative Project on Terrorism, a nonprofit group that taped American Islamic leaders even before the September 11th attacks on the U.S. He says Muslim leaders themselves are instilling fear in their congregants, fear of the FBI.
We know that many Islamic groups tell their followers, don't talk to the FBI. And number two, the United States government is involved in a conspiracy against you. Those are incendiary allegations.
The truth is, our laws and our institutional capacities are probably less aggressive than many of the Europeans.
Gary Schmidt, a scholar with the conservative American Enterprise Institute, says it's legal for the FBI to send agents into mosques and that no one's freedom is being violated.
Both the First Amendment and the Fourth Amendment put real restrictions on what the government can do in terms of speech, in terms of looking at the practice of religion, in terms of your ability to violate somebody's privacy.
Muslim leaders and law enforcement officials do agree that trust is essential for their relationship to bear fruit. Meantime, Sheikh Tariq's deportation hearing is set for March. Laurel, Bowman, VOA News, Washington.